Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to talk about how and when you need to be getting rid of your FEGLI, your Federal Employee Group Life Insurance, the life insurance you have through your job as a federal employee. Because spoiler alert, you want to get rid of this thing as fast as you possibly can afford to. I'm not saying get rid of it tomorrow if you need it, but you want to get rid of it as soon as you possibly can. We all do. We all want to get rid of our life insurance as soon as we possibly could afford to. And today we're going to be talking about why that is and how you can do that as a federal employee. Again, if you're new here, my name is Dallin Hawes, a financial planner serving you folks as federal employees, helping you guys maximize your benefits and retire comfortable and confident. So let's dive right in. So let's talk about life insurance in general, really briefly. Life insurance is one of those things that not everyone needs. Often, one big misconception I see all the time is everyone thinks they need a policy, right? When I die, oh, how are they going to bury me? Well, it's like, well, if you have money, right? If you have resources, you don't have to have a life insurance policy. If you have enough money where if something happened to you, obviously, I'm sure your family, everything would be heartbroken, but financially, are they going to be okay? That's what we're talking about here, right? If you have, let's say, $1 million in your TSP and you're worried about having, $15,000 worth of life insurance to bury you, you're probably missing the point there, right? So long story short, life insurance, you should keep it as long as you need it. But the moment you don't need it, meaning, long story short, if something happened to you, your dependents, your spouse, your kids, your whoever you're leaving behind, if they're going to be okay, then you're probably doing a disservice to them by keeping your life insurance, because that money you can use just to live, to do your thing now, to invest, to save, to actually enjoy, right? Life insurance is not something everyone needs. It's just you keep it as long as you have to until you don't need it anymore. Then boom, you get rid of it and you improve your finances that much better because you have that money you would be paying on premiums. You can actually use it for life, right? That's number one. So that's life insurance in general. And I kind of bled into one of the big reasons or the big things to look for when you should get rid of FEGLI is when you don't need it anymore. That's one of the biggest ones. Hey, at what point do you not need it? Now let's talk through some of the factors that you want to look for. First, what debt do you have, right? If something happened to you, would you be leaving a burden to someone behind? Do you have a bunch of debt that needs to be taken care of? Let's say though, if that doesn't apply all the time, because let's say you're single, let's say you have a mortgage on your house, but if you pass, hey, they could just sell your house and pay off the debt and there'd be extra and they'd be fine, right? If you're single with no dependents, then it's simpler, right? There's very few factors to think about. Now, if you are married, you have kids, then there's other factors in it. Your life insurance need probably goes up. But even for you folks, there comes a time, whether at retirement or when your kids are out of the house or whatever, most debt's paid off, that you have enough financial assets, you have enough in your TSP, you have enough home equity where, hey, if something happened to you, yeah, I hope they would be devastated, right? But financially, they're going to be A-okay, okay? That normally happens. I rarely see a situation where people need life insurance for the rest of their life, okay? It's normally a short-term thing, and you just want to keep it as long as you need to and then get rid of it right away. So number one reason, again, that you should get rid of your FEGLI is if you don't need it anymore. And if you do the analysis, you think through, okay, if something happened to me, would my kids, my wife be okay? And the answer is yes. Hey, great, right? You may not need life insurance. If the answer is no, keep your life insurance or maybe get the life insurance you need. That's big. Reason number two to get rid of your FEGLI right away is when you can get a cheaper / better policy somewhere else. Because FEGLI, there's lots of different parts to FEGLI. There's basic, A, B, and C. The two parts that are talked about most often is FEGLI basic, because most people have it, right? That's the default you get just by becoming a federal employee. But a lot of people have the part B, which is a multiple of your salary, right? It basically, you can say, I want 5 times my salary worth of insurance, and that's how much insurance you get. So those are the two most common ones that people have and talk about. The FEGLI Part B, which becomes the most expensive, is what I'm going to focus on today. Long story short, when you're young, we're talking 20s, 30s, early 40s, the price is not bad. It's pretty comparable to maybe, what you can get elsewhere. Now, you could always shop around, see if you could find a better price. That's always a good option. However, as you get to, let's say, your late 40s, 50s, 60s especially, the price goes crazy. Now, if you read the article associated with this, you'll find a chart in there that shows actually what the rates are and how they change over time. But long story short, between 45 and let's say 70, about every 5 years, the cost of FEGLI Part B is going to come close to doubling, right? So it gets very expensive very, very quickly within those ages. So if your health is good, you want to shop around. So again, overall, you want to get rid of FEGLI the moment of course, you don't need life insurance in general. That's huge, right? Number two, you want to get rid of FEGLI when you can get a better policy for a better price or just more coverage, whatever, somewhere else. Now, if you're in good health, you could probably do this fairly easily. Go shop around, go online, get quotes, whatever. You could probably find better quote pretty darn easily. If your health is not good, if you have chronic issues or whatever, then the odds of you getting an outside policy where you have to do a medical exam is probably low. So in that case, you may want to keep FEGLI. Assuming you need life insurance, you may want to keep it because that may be the best place. Because when you first get hired as a federal employee, there's no medical exams, right? You get it automatically. It doesn't matter if you're a marathoner or a 400-pound smoker, right? It's the same price for everyone. So those are the two biggest reasons and the things to consider when thinking about when to keep FEGLI, when to get rid of it. But most of the time when I talk to people, one big mistake I see all the time is people have been paying for years, maybe even decades, for insurance they simply just don't need anymore. So they put tens of thousands of dollars, if not more, into insurance that they simply don't need anymore. So if you did the analysis today and say, hey, look, okay, I think I need life insurance. I think I need to keep this for now. Every couple of years, check in. As life changes, as your kids grow up, as things change, as you get married, divorced, etc., as life changes happen, as you bring on debt, mortgages, etc., you get things paid off, reassess. Where are you at? What life insurance do you have? What life insurance do you need? And then from there, you can make decisions on what makes the most sense for you. So I hope that's helpful. Again, if you have any questions, please put in the comments below on the YouTube channel or in the description. There's a bunch of things to check out to make sure you're set up and ready to go for retirement. So have an incredible rest of your day, and we'll talk soon.